Director James Gunn has recently revealed just what is one of the ideas that he has in store for Superman Legacy and how it's going to be different than previous iterations of Superman. So let's talk about Superman Legacy not repeating the same mistakes as previous films. So again, this comes at us directly from James Gunn, and he was talking about the development of Superman Legacy, and when asked about some of the mistakes that the previous films made and how he's going to avoid those, he says that the idea is not to retread the same thing. Don't do the same thing. The problem you had with those films is that they tried to do what the previous one did while adding their own flair on it, and that just doesn't really work. And if you really think about it, he's right here. Man of Steel was a reboot, but they were trying to do what they did with the original film, with the whole loner aspect. But then they took it in a darker direction where they combined elements of what was happening previously with like Superman Returns elements and Smallville, and they retreaded a lot of the same ground. He says that if you look at what their pitch is, the new Kryptonian heritage and everything, the goal here is to offer you something different. And he said that the idea behind this is that as a studio, as DC, the idea is to thrive, to be big, to be something bold and new, to bring new fans along, that this is what they're going to be trying to do. And I really appreciate that he's kind of being upfront and honest about this. Like, just retreading a simple origin story is not going to work. Just doing the whole thing over again. Hey, here's Krypton, and here's him on Earth, and here's him growing up, and here's the parents, and here goes the dad, and possibly the mom. It's the same thing. You gotta be different. And I know I sound like a broken record at this point, but Superman and Lois gets this right. The opening 5 minutes of that show, you're gonna be crying, because they get Superman. They show you the humanity, the journey. They really just get into Superman and why being Superman isn't ultimately something that makes you like a god, because he can't prevent basic things. And I really like that. So I'm hoping he kind of looks at that and looked at that and goes, you know, there are some good ideas here I can use, because that managed to do Superman differently while yet sticking to established things that Superman is. So I'm excited. I just really want to see what this has to offer and how they're going to tackle the whole idea of a Kryptonian heritage without tackling the same issues that the previous every iteration has done, which again is just going to be retreading things.